So again, my name is Lily, and thank you so much for joining us, Oge. Our organization is Swiss Africa, or Shaping African Women in STEM. We aim to promote, celebrate, and also encourage women and just people in general in the STEM community through storytelling and also just celebrating all the wonderful achievements out there and putting a spotlight on them. And that's just a little about us. And can we hear from you? What is your background? What's your name? And how did you get here and your STEM journey?
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Ogechukwu Nwafor. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from the Igbo tribe in Nigeria. I'm a naval architect and a marine engineer. That's my field. I'm currently a PhD student at KTH Royal Institute of Technology in Sweden. And my STEM journey has been, I would say, a long one. I started off studying marine engineering in the Federal University of Petroleum Resources, Efon in Warri, Nigeria. And then after my undergraduate studies, I started working with a construction company called Webster Global Engineering. And I was there for about 4 years before I applied for the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, Master's Scholarship, got the scholarship, and I moved to Italy, where I studied sustainable ship and shipping in industry 4.0. And the nature of the Erasmus Mundus joint master's program is such that you would need to study in at least 2 different European countries. And so I studied in Italy for my first semester and then moved to Spain for my second semester. And then for my final semester, I moved to Germany. And after that, then I moved again to Sweden for my PhD. So yeah, that's roughly a summary of my STEM journey in academia as well as in the industry. But I also did some internships here and there with some companies in Germany and as well in Spain. But yeah, that's roughly a summary of me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for sharing. Marine engineering, that sounds very exciting.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's about ships and everything that has to do with ocean-going vessels. Yeah, and
Wow.
platforms.
And platforms. Okay. All right. That's wonderful. And wow, you've really traveled across the world.
Yes, yes.
How was your experience in these different countries that you went to?
It was great, I would say, and I was so privileged to be given such an opportunity. Like, I mean, the scholarship itself is a very prestigious one, and it's, for instance, in during my time, because I got the scholarship in 2021, and we were just about 3 people in Nigeria that got for that particular program, and I was the only female in the midst as well that got the scholarship. So it was really a great experience. And moving to Italy and experiencing the Italian culture was very amazing and very fulfilling. And then having to travel again and move 6 months later to Spain was also very interesting. I got to meet different people from different walks of life and also interact. My mind was open to so many opportunities and so many possibilities that I didn't know existed. And yeah, and then moving to Germany, I mean, it was a great one. It was a great experience for me, I would say. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And what would you say piqued your interest or sparked your interest in marine engineering and also naval architecture?
Okay, to be honest, I didn't grow up with the mindset of, oh, I wanted to be a naval architect or a marine engineer. It was even a funny one because I always wanted to be like a volcano scientist because I thought as a child that I would go to the volcano and pick up diamonds. And so that was the mindset that I had. That was the first dream that I had. And then my mom was like, oh, you're going to die hungry. And so, of course, I had to naturally change my dream. And then one day I was going through after my WAEC, that's the West African what do you call it now, examination council examination. Yes, after that we're exploring different schools and different courses, and my mom was like, marine engineering, this sounds interesting, and also it sounds very difficult. How about you go how about you go for something like this? And immediately I saw the name. I think I just fell in love with it. I was like, oh, what is this about? And I went and I started doing some research and knowing, okay, what is it about? I saw, oh, it's about ships, building ships. And then it just piqued my interest. Like, oh, wow, I never really thought about that because, I mean, growing up in the eastern part of Nigeria, we don't see things like that. It's a landlocked area, so you don't see vessels or things like that. And it was something new and something exciting. And also, by the time I had researched it, I saw that it was a male-dominated industry. And my mom always said we should go for courses and fields that are male dominated because you will stand out. That was what she was always saying. And so it was something that drew my attention. And by the time I got my admission into my university and started studying, I fell in love with the course. And yeah, it's been great ever since then.
Wonderful. So, marine engineering, you said it's a male-dominated industry. Are there any stereotypes that you faced or any challenges that you faced being a female and or one of the few females in a male-dominated industry like marine engineering?
Yes, I mean it's common knowledge in our field that yeah, for instance, in my bachelor's, we were just three female students in a class of 29 people. So that alone would tell you that wow, this is really male dominated. And you would think that because of how few we are as females in the industry, that it would be easy for you to land, for example, job opportunities. But it's not so, because when I was about to do my internship during the fourth year of the course, because that's how it works in Nigeria at least, I couldn't find a space. I couldn't find a spot to do an internship. Why? Because they felt like, oh, you're female and you wouldn't be able to do what a man would be able to do in the field. I wouldn't want to waste resources hiring you. And this is not a field for you to go and sit in the office. According to one of the employers, then it's not one of the fields you go sit down in the office and press computers all day. No, you have to work, you have to move around, and they don't feel like you could do that. So I ended up doing my internship with a company that wasn't even related to marine engineering, just because I couldn't find a spot and a space because of I'm a female. Meanwhile, the male counterparts in my field, they all got different spots. So there's a huge stereotype in that regard, and it hasn't really changed much over the years. I think in here in Europe, they always preach gender equality and all that, but even even then, females are still very much underrepresented in the industry. But I guess we're gradually moving to a space where we, indoctrinate more females in the industry, in the maritime industry, and encourage them that you have a career here. There's a possibility to have a career in this field. But yeah, that's that's my opinion about that.
Wow, that's wonderful. Sorry to hear that it wasn't easy to find
No.
a an IT um a place to do your IT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't even know that. I've been hearing about marine engineering, but maybe I'm just one of the laymen that just thought, okay, are you building ships and just fixing ships? So, what really is marine engineering about?
Okay. It's a very large field, and there are different specialties in the field, but basically, it's about building ships, maintaining ships, working on ships. There's a lot of things going on there. So you can be in the building part, which is also called the naval architecture part, which is my specialty. And there's the marine engineering in the aspect of maintenance and maintenance of the engines, working on board, servicing, working in the engine room, and all that. I have friends that are also into that area. There's power plant. There are different areas in the field. So, but my own area is on seakeeping, ship performance, ensuring that the ship is safe enough to go out to the sea and also stable enough not to encounter some weird or heavy ship motions that could disrupt work performance of the vessel and even maybe safety as well. So yeah, that's in a broad term what marine engineering and naval architecture is about.
Oh, that sounds very exciting. So do you get to go out to the sea a lot?
No. In, no, yeah, it's funny because people think that because you're a naval architect, then you are always out in the ocean. No, it doesn't. You don't have to. Like that's it. It depends also at the the specialty or the area that you chose to specialize in. There are people that are marine surveyors that go out to check these vessels and always on sea. People that are also marine engineers to get to work on board the ship as well in the engine room, servicing the ship and making sure that the generators, everything about the ship is working, everything to propel the ship, to power the ship is functioning for the safety of the vessel and for the safety of the passengers on board. Yeah.
Hey, wow, that's wonderful. Thank you. And can you share an experience where your skills in marine engineering were instrumental in making a difference or solving a significant problem?
Um, yes, I would say, for instance, the first thing I would say is, I mean, getting my master's scholarship to be able to study that because I was in the field, because of I had experience and because I had the knowledge, it didn't, it wasn't, I wasn't hindered from getting an opportunity to further my education. And so I think that one was very significant. And then even in the industry, having the knowledge, when I was working with a company called DNV, it's a classification society in Germany. It's merged with the classification society with GL Germany and Norway, which was the DNV. And so they ensure that seagoing vessels have their documentation and are also um, seaworthy. And so I worked with that industry, the society, and uh, my skills put me in a position where I could, have the experience of working with an international organization. That is something that I wouldn't have been able to do if I wasn't in the field or if I didn't study this course. And so, yeah, that was very significant for me, I would say. Mhm.
Okay, oh, thank you for that. And did you have a role model or a mentor who was instrumental in helping you along your journey or played a significant role in shaping your career? And how did they inspire you?
Um, that's a tough one because when I went through the questions, I saw that one and I thought a minute and I was like, oh, I didn't really have a role model because, yeah, except maybe a male one.
Okay.
Even that, I didn't really know much about. Yeah, I didn't have a role model. I would say yeah, there was no one actually I could say, okay, I'm really looking up to it. Maybe aside my HOD, the head of my department, when I was doing my bachelor's, which was always encouraging. Oh, there's a future in this field. There's a future. Just keep doing what you're doing. Make sure you graduate top of your class. Make sure you graduate well and all that. But yeah, there was really no one to really look up to in this field. But when I see women like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, like the first female the Director General of the WTO. Those are people to like I see and like, wow, I want to be like I want to be someone like this. And that experience also um, made me decide that, oh, one day I'm going to be the Director General of the IMO, the International Maritime Organization, in my field as well. And so, yeah, I would say she was, or she is an inspiration, but
Great.
not really in my field. But yeah.
Mm. Wow, that's wonderful. And that's such a great goal. I like that. Okay. Thank you so much for your time today. But just before we wrap up the interview, what advice would you give to young women who are considering studying or pursuing a career in marine engineering or just in STEM in general?
I would say that they should know that they have a voice in this space, and they shouldn't let fear to decide, okay, I I want to do this, but because I'm afraid I wouldn't, I will go pick something else. No, you shouldn't let fear decide your future for you. You should let God decide your future for you. And you should know that there's a future here in STEM field. And also we as people that have experienced uh, what it means to be in the field, we should also keep encouraging young girls as well. We should let them know that we should become their role models because I didn't have one. I should strive to become one for them to look at and say, oh, I want to be like this lady. I want to be like this when I grow up. And so, yeah, I would say that we as individuals, we have women in STEM already, we have a responsibility to ensure that our lives become something that others look at and want to become like. So then the young girls, they should keep doing what they're doing. They should keep doing their best. They should believe in themselves and believe in the Lord as well, and that they can achieve whatever they set their mind to do. So that is my advice for young women in STEM.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.